Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing a roundup of our results from June. This month we have had a very, as you're going to see in the title, it's going to be called Jaded July. It's been that kind of month. I'm going to show you guys some graphs. We're starting off with Coin Poker. Yes, Coin Poker. We're now playing two sites. You can see we had an excellent start to Coin Poker. We won almost 1800. So we were on 18 buy-ins. And then we had a very bad run of it where we then lost 18 buy-ins. So it's been that kind of month. And we're going to show you the GG graph. You can see here it's been very break even. In fact, we ended up down 600 big blinds in the end. Our EV was actually even worse than that. So it could have been a lot worse in the EV department. I'm just going to go through how the month actually went. So as usual, we're going to start with GG Poker. In winnings, we actually lost 1,736 on the tables, but we did gain $920 in rakeback and $213 in bonuses, giving us somewhere around about minus 600. The other thing that we did is during the month is we decided to start playing coin poker, and I enjoyed playing coin poker so much because I was grinding a deposit bonus that I decided I would stay on coin poker because my rake was so low that I was just happy to sit on any table and play any table. But yes, just to highlight, our winnings were about $1,200, and we got $600 as part of a first deposit bonus, and I think I got estimated about $290 in rakeback. The rakeback is around about 33%. Probably about 32% if you include the cost of buying CHP coin, which is the method that you have to get rake back with coin pokers. You have to purchase their crypto coin, and then that is used as kind of like some kind of denomination to help. I guess I would use the term currency in how they get rake back. Basically, they want you to have this buy their crypto, and then they'll give you rake back if you hold their crypto for them, and you'll get 33%, about 33% rake back. Yeah, and then you'll pay like 1% in a fee on the transaction of purchasing the coin poker. Crypto, it's a bit hard to explain, but the general gist of it is worth doing. And you can see there I got about $290 in rake back. So we actually probably won about 2.1k on coin. And just to highlight the other games, we did play one session of live poker. We lost $790. It was 2-5. We didn't play any MTTs. And as usual, my disclaimer is I usually reconcile my balances by figuring out my starting balance and ending balance, which is why the balances that I have recorded definitely don't add up based on what I've reconciled. However, I think it's because of errors with coin poker importing the hand histories. There are multiple errors, so I believe some hands are missing. So the results they're given is different from what I. This brings us to our grand total, which I recorded to be $378.80. This hourly is wrong. I'm just going to correct it. So this is about $5.41 an hour. There you go. So yeah, as I said before, we tracked about 740 to 55, if you've been adding up all the numbers, but like this is the amount that I've reconciled. I think there have been a lot of errors importing from coin to PT4, however I may have made some mistakes, potentially, but I'm just going to go with this number. To be honest, I won't actually really know realistically unless I got all of my money together and crunch the numbers. So yeah, so we're going to go with this number 378.80 as the grand total. So we did win something at least. I guess is better than nothing. But yeah. And we're going to go through the year to date. Now I've stopped really tracking the ABI. I could track it for this month, but last month I haven't been able to because all the information I need is on my computer back in England, in the United Kingdom. So I can't really track that. ABI is just under $300. What we really need it to be is this. for the end of the year, I'm expecting it to be somewhere around. I'm expecting it right now to be somewhere around 300 to 310 ABI. What we really need to do is grind out an ABI of 625 for our 1250 hours to hit our 100k goal. We have grinded out 500 hours, and the desired volume should be about 625, so that's about half of 1250. But if we return back to this slide here, I'm just going to show you, like, it's probably going to be around 300, and we want it to be 625 as our average buy-in. So we mainly want to be playing 500 now or 1k basically by now, but we're mixing 200 now and 500 now. And this is all purely just bankroll related. As you can see from a year-to-date profits, we haven't really made enough money to make much progress with our bankroll building targets because of what we've spent. But I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But I do believe if I can hit my bankroll targets and then start playing this game and then put the hours in that I need to at this average buy-in, I do believe I can hit my goal of 100k per year. However, I don't think it's going to happen within the calendar month of 2025. There's always next year. And I'm going to explain this in a minute, but I'll just talk about like the things that we have expected. We expected to have like a lower volume month because of vacation. But like overall, our year-to-date volume isn't good enough to reach the goals. Now, I have had a few weeks of vacation in the first half of the year. I expect I won't have as much vacation in the second half of the year. But that being said, I expected the volume to be higher than it is. I've talked about things that have occurred, and I'll talk a bit more about that later. As we've covered, the ABI isn't high enough, the bankroll situation isn't high enough. We're not going to realistically hit any of the goals in terms of like winnings. The 100k especially, it would have to be a dramatic upswing or a bad beat jackpot bink to even stand a chance. But you know, anything can happen. As I said, I'm not a quitter, but to be realistic, it's not likely. But the thing about a goal like this is you can start at any time. So I could start the challenge again from now, and maybe between the 1st of July 2025 and the 1st of July 2026, I'll win 100k. But maybe not. We'll see. It's not a big deal. It's all about the logistics and the environment and having everything in order in life, which brings me on to the next section. I'm talking a bit about personal life. I've had quite a few setbacks in recent times on a personal level. I've talked about some of them in my own private blog, which is posted in Benabad Beats Discord. I've gone on to USA for vacation with my fiance. She's American. I'm currently in America. Something quite extraordinary has occurred, which I'm going to keep personal. However, I will just say this has an effect on everything, including my poker and my environment, which is my environment is everything. I am not in a place where realistically I can put in good volume and good study. I can put some hours in, but it does affect a lot of my potential. So I wanted to just say that there's an unfortunate situation going on which has to be dealt with. It will be dealt with, and I will move on with my life. We will move on with my life, me and my fiance, in the coming weeks and months ahead. But yeah, I wanted to end with some more positive news from a personal perspective. As I mentioned, I've mentioned fiance. We are actually engaged, and we do plan to get married next year. And hopefully, long term, I can settle and live in America, which is where we plan to get married. And the second piece of good personal life news: my brother's partner also gave birth to their first child, a boy, at the start of June, which makes me an uncle. I didn't really have to say any of this stuff. I just wanted to have good news with bad news. My conclusion is just look after yourselves, look after your loved ones. Just plan for your future. Try to make the best of it you can and just live in the present and enjoy life. Life is way too short. My final update is going to be about coaching. Obviously, the situation isn't amazing for me, but I wanted to start doing coaching since YouTube is basically probably not going to make me any money. I need to have a second source of income. I'm being quite transparent here. My primary motivation to coach is I do enjoy teaching people and talking about poker, but I also just want to have a second income. I'm being completely honest. I'm doing it mostly for the money. um, I think I have something to offer. There's a gap in the market, I think, between taking people aspiring to be semi-pros and pros, and sort of giving them all the knowledge that they need on how to study, what to study, how to build their game, fix their leaks, just, game select, everything that they need to know, and then just become a professional. I'm not the kind of, I think like there's kind of a gap there because I think people like me can give people like who are in that position um, some good advice. So generally, I expect people from who could be playing micros, they could be playing mid stakes part time. I don't know, but they're just lacking the skills, to make it work. And I want to teach people the skills and what to do. I'm kind of like I'll teach you how to fish, so you can catch the fish every day for the rest of your day, not like today I will catch a fish for you kind of guy. You know, I did want to actually originally create a course which would be attended by people rather than like I would just give them products to read. I'd want to actually people turn up and I explain stuff and then they give me feedback and I explain more stuff. But I just want to like trial my coaching methods and seeing if I can be effective before I release anything bigger. So we'll just say I just want people to watch this space in the future. I'll create a Discord. I'll publicly announce it if people are interested. Um, I want to say pricing won't be excessively high when it happens because I mean I have been in a position where you want to move up to be a professional and I've looked at the cost of coaching and you just don't know if the coaching is like good or not and you're like unwilling to like dish out like thousands of dollars on coaching. But like I explained in one of my earlier videos about the cost of CFPs, coaching for profit, it's like the amount of money that I actually spent on coaching that I believed was good and worthwhile and worth my time. I put in a time investment of 2 years and I gave up 20K, $20,000 worth of my profit. Um, and that, but at the end of everything, I got out of that what I consider the type of coaching, the type of materials, the type of learning that gave me everything I needed to go on my own and become a professional. And I just want that is the cost of good coaching. Like realistically, like I don't want people to sit here and be like, um, have think that they can just buy a course for $100. You know, 20K is how much it cost me to get taught how to be a professional, and I just want to give away everything I've learned, all the skills I've required over a certain amount of hours for much, much less because quite frankly, I think that's a ridiculously unrealistic time investment to give people in the video here. Thank you guys for watching. I will bring some more content out over the next few days, some different stuff, and tell you guys how I did in the cash game challenge. And yeah, I look forward to speaking to you guys again. Goodbye.